I'm back again with another What I Decluttered this month. I was so surprised when everyone commented on my last What I Decluttered this month that you were interested in seeing these videos. So I thought I would just throw everything that I decluttered this last month into a box and keep it to go through, and I'm gonna try to do this every month. Normally I just declutter things and take them straight to the secondhand store where I like to donate, and that's because I just want to get everything out of my house as soon as possible. We are heading to the secondhand store to drop some stuff off, donations, but it is kind of fun to see what I've collected for a whole month, but every month varies. Sometimes I barely have anything to declutter, sometimes I have a ton. So I want to start with these little binkies, I guess you would call them, pacifiers. So these were given to us from a friend that also has a baby. Their daughter had tried one of them, didn't like it, they'd never tried the other two, and I said, sure, let's take them, maybe they'll work. But actually my youngest son, who is only about 5 months now, doesn't even like a pacifier at all. So I never even tried this, even though I took it. But I have a friend who just had a baby, so I'm gonna ask her if she'd be interested. These have never been used. If not, I actually know a few other people who are pregnant, so I'm gonna see if I can find someone who can use these. Clothes that my middle son is growing out of. I told him we're gonna donate these because it's now summer, it's 100 degrees out. He's not gonna wear these till winter, and by winter, there's no way these will fit him. So we are just clearing out whenever possible. And again, by getting rid of things in the moment, instead of holding on to them and waiting until next winter and having some giant extreme declutter, I like to just make room right away. So that way when he's looking for something, he's not digging through all these clothes, looking for shorts and finding pants. And I wanna mention that I am not saving this sort of stuff for my baby. That's because my middle son is 5 going on 6 years old, and my baby is 5 months. It just does not make sense for me to save things for 5 years, only to find out that maybe it's the complete wrong season when he fits into these. So I am just going to let it go, and then I like to buy everything secondhand whenever possible to save on the cost of having to buy clothes. Here's another example of how things creep into our house. I think either my mom or dad gave this to one of my boys, but this is just way too big of a hat for either one of them. They kept putting it on and it would fall off. It's just a really large hat. And so instead of holding on to this and saving it, I'm going to declutter it right away. Again, that just makes space for the things that we do want to use and gets it out of our house, and we're not storing things. If you would have seen my kitchen reset video, which I can link down below, this pan we ended up decluttering, and then the lid, I forgot about it. So I found it, I wanted to get rid of it because our new pan that we got to replace that one, I like to keep a 1 in, 1 out policy. So whenever I'm shopping, I'm usually shopping to replace something unless we need something new. Normally I'm looking for items to replace the ones that we need to get rid of. And this pan was just not working for us. Everything was sticking to it, but this lid went to it, and I thought the lid is in perfect condition, so I can donate this, but I stuck it in the bin so I can show you guys. But go through your kitchen often, because if you get rid of one thing, then you might need to get rid of something else that you missed. So I like to go through my kitchen often and found this lid, and I'm going to donate it because sometimes pans and pots are sold separately, so maybe someone can use this. Here are just a whole bunch of baby clothes that Levi has grown out of or are no longer right for the season. So some things he could probably still fit into, like this, but it's just way too hot for him to wear something like this. So this is why I'm so happy that I only bought what I felt he would need for the first few months. So from 0 to 3, I bought exactly what I thought he would wear during that time, which was winter. And he did get so much use out of those items, and I tried to keep it as minimal as possible. This is actually up to about 5 months of random things. So he's now into 6 to 9 months because he had a huge growth spurt. So I went out recently and just bought those items that were needed for summer for 6 to 9 months. And then when he grows out of those, we'll be going and getting what we need at that point. But I just wanted to show you. So if you're a mom or a grandma or whoever's in charge of the house going through all the stuff, go through often, because this is the type of stuff that would have sat in the drawers and I would have, you know, gone around so many times back before we became minimal and before we started decluttering. And it had so much clutter. Imagine all this in the drawers or hanging up in his closet and me having to sift through all that when I can just pull it out and get rid of it immediately. And I've also tried to distance myself from getting sentimentally connected to any of his clothes. I keep telling myself it's just clothing. I have photos of him in it, and I'm just going to get rid of all of this stuff to someone who can use it. Here are a few more things I found to declutter out of my husband's drawers. He had some shirts with some holes in them and things that were really badly stained, and then a few things that shrunk really small. So that is all going to be going. I hope talking through these items of what I've decluttered this month can inspire you to go through your home, see what you can let go of, see what can be decluttered. It feels so good to have a clutter-free home and get rid of things as soon as I know I'm no longer needing them or using the items. And it just creates space for the things I do want to have, and it makes it easier to find the things when I want to get dressed or when I get my sons dressed, and it just makes life so much easier. Please comment below and let me know any videos you would like to see, any questions you have for me about decluttering, minimalism, or simple living. I love to make videos for you, and so I would love to know anything you want to see or topics you would want me to talk about or research. And it's kind of funny, my son the other day got a new pair of shoes and he came out and said, I think we can declutter these shoes. And I thought it was so funny that he used the word decluttered because he hears me talking about it to you, and so he uses that wording, and I thought it was so cute and so funny that he was decluttering the shoes because he got new ones that fit better. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Now I can take all of this to the secondhand store and get it out of my house.